What's up and welcome. If you've been on the Southern Bypass after 10 or late hours, you've definitely been passed by one of this. A pocket rocket, like Nindogo, but it's pretty fast. This, the 2018 Volkswagen Golf GTI. This used to be the gold standard for hot hatches here in Kenya. But recently, we've had guys bringing crazy cars like the R8. Now I've just changed the game. Fun facts, the Golf name isn't actually named after the sport. It's named after the Gulf Stream, a powerful Atlantic wind. VW used to name all their cars after winds. Passat, Jetta, Scirocco. The Golf competes with other front-wheel hot hatches like the Ford Focus ST, the Hyundai Veloster N or the Elantra N. You get the Mini Cooper JCW, the Honda Civic Type R or the SI, the Turbo Mazda 3, and the Subaru WRX. The Golf GTI shares about 80% roughly of the looks with the normal Golf. In 2017, the Golf GTI got a facelift, the Mk7.5. It got things like more power, better tech, and those sweeping taillights that everyone likes to show off. But is it worth your money after 8 years in 2026? The GTI gets a red stripe that goes through the lights, bigger front grille for cooling. It has bigger 19-inch rims and bigger brakes, red GTI badging all round. At the back, you get an integrated roof spoiler. You get parking sensors to help you park, dual pipes, just tell you what GTI that you have. And getting to your boot, use the VW emblem. Inside the boot, you get a sizable space. You can have maybe 2 small suitcases in here or 1 giant one. You get tie-down points on both sides. Underneath, you can keep your boot cover under your false floor, and under that, you have your spare tire in this, which is good compared to the ones that come with the tire service kits that you have to either refill your tire and such stuff. So I like this. You get a seat that drops in 40-60 manner, so you just push there. If you want more space, and it has a flat loading bay, so you can push things to the front if you want. And yeah, for connectivity, you get a 12-volt socket here on this side and illumination to help you see things in the dark. And that's most of the things you get here in the back. Let's get to the back seat. The back door doesn't open fully 90 degrees. You get a good enough space for entry and exit. So as you can see, and because the car is low, you get in other than stepping in. The door sounds very solid when you close it. Getting comfortable, this is in my driving position. I'm about 6 foot tall. I have that much leg space, that much head space, and my foot space is okay as long as the driver does not lower the seat down. Then I can slide my feet underneath and be comfortable. The seats have this design where it kind of like, it's like a mini bucket seat. So it holds you when your driver is being more spirited, and you have that there to hold on to. For comfort, you have your armrest here, and you can drop this center armrest to get more comfortable. For materials, you get this faux leather and Alcantara with this Lamborghini-inspired stitching with a red stripe going through, just to remind the back seat guys of what sporty car they're sitting in. For practicality spaces, you get backseat pockets. You have door cards that actually fits my big bottle, and 2 cup holders here which are adjustable depending on how big your bottle is. And the bottom of that is soft, which I've never seen, which is quite interesting. And you have a pass-through space to put longer items going to the front, which not ideal. We'll still have this area up here, but yeah, that's that. For features, you get 2 vents here, with light at the top, reading lights, and 2 child seat points on both outer seats. The front door opens pretty wide. Be mistaken that you have short hands, hautafika. For the materials, you get similar materials on the seats and on the doors, like the back seats. The only difference is now you get this soft touch plastic here on your dash, and everything else now just other plastics. As you can hear, the body is scratchy. For comfort, you get these bucket seats that are really comfortable. You get side bolsters that hold you well in. You might find the side bolster might chopper faster than other seats because the driver uses it more. And for spaces, you get big door cards that actually fit my big bottle here, and it's lined in carpet. You have another space here on your right side near your steering wheel. Under seat storage on both seats. On your armrest here, there's a bit more space. There's this space here for 2 cup holders, another space here, and your glove box that's lined in carpet again. The VAG products with adjustments of stuff are very interesting, for the seats especially. To move the seat back and forth, you have a lever here on your left-hand side. You pull like that. I know guys might complain that you're buying a premium product, but you have manual stuff. I don't mind manual adjustments because it's just one less thing to go wrong. You have on your right hand side here, you can take the seat up or down by pumping it. And the only thing I don't like is the knob to recline your seat or bring it forward. It's like a volume knob and it's not very ideal. I don't enjoy that. On your steering wheel, you have this, so you can move it back towards you, down and up to just get your perfect driving position. Tech in this car is really smart. You can get things like Android Auto, CarPlay, and Mirror Link. And you have a digital screen here that can show you more information, either if you want your maps, if you want your music to show, or just want to have the normal gauges showing you there. And you can switch between many things depending on what you have on your screen here. The car itself connected to internet, you can check for closest petrol stations, check for closest eateries and stuff. And every time you touch on it, there's no feedback physically, like a vibration, but you hear a click to the speakers as you swipe and go through the infotainment and such stuff. Under that, you have your HVAC manenos with buttons and knobs to help you dial in your comfort here at the front seat. You have an aux port, a USB-A port here, and yeah, that's it for tech here at the front. For the driver controls, you get your infotainment buttons on the right-hand side to control your screen and such stuff. And on the left-hand side, you have your cruise control buttons to help you set distances and such things. And coming down here on your gear shift area, you have your driver mode, your auto start stop, your traction control on and off, and parking sensors. If you're on them, if they're beeping too much and annoying you, you can switch them off using that button there. Your handbrake is, as we are used to right now, just a pull button that you pull up and down. You have the auto hold. My general take of the front seats of this car, it's a good space to be in. The visibility is good all around. The sound system is good. Comfort is good. You know, they've dialed in most of the things guys want in this car. The only thing I've noticed is that it's a pretty hot car, so you'll find yourself using your AC more often than other cars because of all the insulation inside the car. But other than that, the steering wheel I like with how sturdy it feels, the flat bottom, you know, it's just it's good. It's good. It's a good place to be in. Yeah. The GTI badge exclusively only comes with a 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine. You can get it in 2 power outputs, either a 220 horsepower or 242 horsepower. In other Golfs, you can get the 1.4 liter or the 1.8 petrol and a 2-liter diesel, but the GTI only comes with that 2-liter petrol. If you drive like a normal person, you'll get about 10 to 12 kilometers per liter. But if you're chasing boost, you'll get about 6 to 7 kilometers per liter. For maintenance and servicing, if you're a home mechanic or a DIY kind of person, you can service the car at home by yourself, All you need is maybe a scan tool and such stuff. Your oil filter is up here, your air filter is here. The cabin air filter is easy to be accessed through the passenger seat. So it's something you can service if it's just a basic service at home easily. But because you have so many plastics all around the engine, with our Kenyan weather, with all this heat, they will dry up, crack, and just give you problems. Safety features are things like the front assist, or the car will beep and eventually brake if it thinks you're going to hit another car in front of you. Blind spot monitoring, which is essentially spotting other cars or border borders that want to sneak up on you. And the XDS differential, which uses brakes to brake either wheel to help you turn into a corner, making you look like a better driver than you actually are. Exterior issues include, 1, the lights. Because they're powerful, the fans in here usually fail and they die on you. Second, because these cars are front-wheel drive, performance hatchback, they tend to understeer on corners for guys who don't know how to drive. So check for frontal accident damage. Third is the tires, because you get really big rims, 19-inch rims, and small rubber band tires. If you go over potholes, you'll damage your tires, and scratching the rims happen a lot. For cars that have the sunroof, if you don't clean the channels, water gets into the car, especially the areas where you have your fuses and stuff, and then just give you more issues. For your latch, for the boot or your bonnet inside the car, it usually breaks. So you find when you open it, it refuses to open your bonnet, and to fix it is a lot of work. Come to the back, your boot opening latch, water usually gets in there, and you find if you do not unclog it through this hole over here, it will fill up and make the mechanism stop working. So you find yourself locked out of your boot. That's the GTI. In my opinion, if you're looking for a high performance daily driver, you can't go wrong with this. But just have an emergency fund ready, because you might wake up one day, go put reverse, and refuse to reverse, and your mechanic tells you to cough out 100K just to fix your mechatronics. So yeah, it can break the bank pretty easily and very fast. So if you want this, do that. But if you want a casual hatchback for small errands up on a pale, here's other videos you can check out. I'm El.P, and I'll catch you there.